I completely blew that. I had last year's SITREP on, man. That's like the intro. We have the new
I noticed
intro.
that.
Braden put a
But
lot
you
of
know what
work
though?
into that.
Hey, hold on. It's perfect though. This is a throwback episode.
Ah, the throwback.
You
You know
know,
what? I
was
can't argue
that
that.
was it was perfect. A throwback episode, right? Back to we're gonna talk about how it all started and you know how it is now. So it was perfect, man. In fact,
You know what's
when we started, we didn't even, I don't even think we had an intro.
no, we didn't have an intro. I did the little countdown timer here. We'll throw this back. This.
Let's not do that one.
No, we don't want to do that one. No. Yeah, but you're right though. I was in my garage at a different house. The garage was rather dim, and I want to say I bought a camera, but it was a cheap Walmart camera, and it actually looked worse than this camera, which is integrated into my laptop.
And I was in a garage, but I was in somebody else's garage at somebody else's house. Yes.
Yeah, it was one that we did his we talked his truck.
We did, and hopefully he'll pop on here tonight. I sent him a message and told him we were doing a throwback, and that eventually we'll talk a little bit about that, and I'll give him a shout out here in a bit when we start talking about that. So
yeah, man. So there's that, and then let's see. We kept rolling with that usually, and then we did a couple episodes from your kitchen. And then
we did when you were here, when you were in North Carolina. Yeah, we did one from the kitchen. Yeah,
because I remember that we brought my car down and installed those new seats that I put in it. The
seat brackets. Yeah, you tried to catch my house on fire,
dude. Oh man, never weld next to a WD-40 can that's full.
No, don't do that. No, not at all.
Oh man, the Iceman's coming after you.
I can't see. Hey,
Paul.
It ain't Commander's gear, fool. That's for Redskins, homie.
Yeah. Oh God, that's good. That's good.
Talk about throwback.
Yeah, we talked throwback. So what's nuts too is that Braden, when he made the new SITREP intro, went through and he took a snippet of every single SITREP we've ever done, and he got to looking at it and he's like, "Man, you guys have had some pretty cool people on here before." Like
we've had some, we've done some great episodes. I think there's been some episodes that we did that really, especially first getting started, that we had 5-6 people on them, and they were kind of duds. But then, we managed to get some folks on there that were really good. I think one of the episodes that I'm most proud about was the episode with Tony Watley.
I was gonna say Tony Watley.
Yeah, being able to get him on and his business wisdom and his business acumen. Talking the things that he did, I think that was a really good episode, and I enjoyed that one. The JB episode was a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, the JB episode, the JB chat episode.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, the JB chat. I think the one I like the most is when I stopped at JB's, picked up some pizzas, and then we had you on, and JB and I are just crushing pizza, and you're like, "What the hell?"
But we've had some good ones. Yeah, that first one, you had this idea, said, "Hey, what can we do?" And I said, "Well, hell, let's go. Let me go to Calvin's and let's talk his LT swap on his Suburban." And for those that don't know, that's a late '80s Suburban.
Yeah, it's a square body Suburban. I want to say '86. No, it was post '86 because his was the RV model, which is like after it's like '87 to '92 or something.
Yeah, I wanted to say it was like a '90 or '91, but I could be wrong. Anyway, it's a 3/4 ton. He bought this thing. It's a boat, man. It's long as hell. And he bought this thing for like $3,600 or something.
Yeah.
And it had the 454 in it. original motor.
Got about 7 miles a gallon.
Right. So he managed to find I think a 15 or 17 Silverado, and he pulled the engine and tranny out, and he did all the work himself putting it in, and then the transmission wasn't any good.
Dude.
Yeah, it wouldn't move.
Yeah.
Luckily, the company warranted it and sent him a new one. So he got a new transmission, and he got that thing on the road, and it's a cool ride. We did it at right there from his place. And for those that don't know, Calvin Daniels is part owner of I-95 Muscle. They are out of Hope Mills, North Carolina. They are while they have late model stuff, they try to focus on the classic type stuff. They've got a 20,000 square foot indoor facility where they keep all the vehicles, and they do retail and consignment. And they're Calvin and Mitch, they're brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
They're each married to pickers, not their own. But
gotta throw that out there.
Let me be clear. They've been in the car business. Calvin was in the Army and as a mechanic. He actually went to Wyotech up here in Pennsylvania.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, that's freaking cool.
And then he went back to Carolina, and just got in the car business. And I think they were like sales and finance managers when they finally said, you know what, let's stop working for other people. Yeah, let's work for ourselves. Yeah. And so they opened that up. I think they sell. I think they keep about 80 cars in stock, and I think they sell about. I want to say they're averaging 25 a month in sales. Like
nice.
25 cars, yeah. But they do, for those who don't know, they do retail and consignment. If you got something you want to sell, it's 10%.
Square.
Yeah. And but they'll do trade-ins, all sorts of stuff. Check them out, i95muscle.com. You can check them out on Facebook, check them out on Instagram, and I don't know, they might be on Pornhub, I'm not sure.
So here's the cool thing, though. So check this out. Since our first episode, we built the race team. The operational group race team did not exist on the first episode. It didn't exist until later that year.
Right.
We brought so you and I were the first two. We were the OGs. And
let me see if I can remember who the first outside of me and you was.
Do you need a hint?
No. Maybe Hector?
So, was it Hector? It wasn't Hector. I talked to Hector right after this guy. So, they were both about the same time.
The only one I can think that's been there the longest was, I know it wasn't Tim, maybe Chris.
Yeah, it was Tim. It was Timo Gordo. Yeah. I hit him up after he made a post.
Bing Bong.
Yeah, Bing Bong Tim. I hit him up. I hit old Timo Gordo Timo up on Facebook after he made a post on the 5th Gen thing talking about some racing stuff. And yeah, dude, he's he was on now. He's watching right now.
Reese Cup is falling asleep.
Baby Reese Cup. Jeez. Joel Voigt, he likes his pride color. AKA Slippy Tim.
Yeah.
Yes, Tim was the first, and then Hector came on board with the Miata, and then we got Matt Burney on board shortly thereafter, and then we kind of and then Mark Golden.
Right.
And then later that spring, the following spring, is when we got Chris, big old Chris Brown on.
Well, when did Junior come on board?
Junior came on shortly after Chris did. We brought him on the SITREP that summer.
Okay. Yeah, and then now I think Chris was Chris, and then I guess the latest is John, right?
Well, Jeff came later in the year. Basically,
yeah,
Jeff came on. I think it was that year's King of the Mountain.
How can I forget? How can I forget the other half of Bing Bong? My bad, Jeff.
Because I'm pretty sure when he became an OG, you gave him an initiation of denting his hood.
Did you say an education or initiation?
One of the two.
Yeah, it's potato.
Joel says he hates New York. Joel, I have a house for sale with a shop and a lift in Tennessee. Just saying. Accepting offers now.
I'm guessing that comment about Jeff was a stray dog that's just stuck around. Something tells me that's Tim.
No, that's Tim. That's definitely Tim.
No, it was Tim. Yeah, he stuck around in your basement for a while.
Oh, man. Good thing he's not working on Tim's car right now. Joel says he can't leave for 8 years. Well, I can't hold on to this for 8 years, bro. I'm sorry.
What are you, a resident of the state? What are you serving 8 to 15 years or something?
They let him out on leave from the pen for racing activities.
Yeah, it's not work release; it's race release.
But yeah, we got, and then John came in this last year, tail end of the season.
Yeah, and his big 4-banger Camaro.
His 4-banger Camaro that he whoops everybody's ass in. So it's like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's, it's crazy that car's got a four-cylinder in it and turboed up, and but I guess the biggest thing of it is the 1LE suspension, which just hugs the road like it's on rails.
Yeah, well, that, and he's rocking those sweet eBay coilovers that don't adjust anymore up front. So
eBay coilovers, nice.
Yeah, man. Joel, you can't retire. I understand where you're coming at, man. I'm in a similar boat, so not quite 8 years for me, but yes, I completely get it. So yeah, man, we started this thing, and here's what's kind of been cool about this. I think the first episode we had 4 total viewers during the show, and I'm 99% sure that those 4 total viewers, one was my phone to watch it and just see how it worked.
One was,
and I'm pretty sure the other was, I think Tanya was watching that night.
Yeah.
And then I think your daughter Taylor was watching as well. So that makes up 3 of the 5 total viewers. And we might have had 2 others that chimed in.
Yeah. It's definitely come a long way. In everything, really, honestly, everything about OSS has come a long way. The things that the things that or the race team has been involved in over the last 2 years, the things that you've been involved, that OSS has been involved with. I mean, everywhere from 2 years of sponsorship with UMI, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to UMI. To now, you're you're part of Optima as far as sponsorship there with the Street Car Invitational. So, you've been to what, PRI 2 years in a row or 3?
Yes, it's 3 now. This year was 3. So yeah,
the past year was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you were in SEMA last year, right?
Yeah, SEMA. Well, 21 and 23 at SEMA.
Okay.
So yeah, Chris Reinhardt and Jason Zoppel were rocking OSS colors because we gave him a little bit of support to get out there after he won Spirit of the Event.
Right.
That was a pretty cool deal.
So yeah, it's growth, man, growth.
It's definitely been that. It's been a lot of fun. I say it and I firmly believe it. Monday nights are my favorite nights, getting out here and talking and whatever else. It's God, the first ones I was stiff and not I finally lightened up a little bit. Yeah.
Well, you learn how to do these things and then they get a little bit better and you learn to relax and interact with the crew. I mean, let's talk about the platform, right?
Yeah.
Well, the first time we were doing it was just Facebook Live.
Yeah.
It wasn't a streaming. We were only on Facebook, right? Now we're YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So
yeah.
So we've come a long way.
Yeah, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We got the Autocross Operators group rocking. I mean, that thing's grown like crazy. I think we started it 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, and it's pushing 1,000 members and it's active. I mean, people are talking in there and having a good time and whatnot. So
right, absolutely. your sales. I mean, we don't need to give away numbers, but sales have grown exponentially since then. Probably tenfold maybe. I don't know.
It's been a whole different ball game, man. And we've had some struggles going through different websites with the main page and all that stuff, and figuring things out. But I'll tell you, we're starting to get a hang of things. And the one thing that I think is probably the most influential thing is like you, right? And Tim and Jeff and the OGs. I can't tell you how many times I get some sort of a message like, hey, I was talking to Jeff, or I was talking to Tim, or I was talking to Brian, or, just people that see your car and then like, oh yeah, man, I saw this guy racing wherever. And, heck, when you were in Charlotte with USCA that one year.
Yep.
I mean, we got a phone call that night for stuff. And, that's a huge part of the growth is this. And the one thing about the OGs that is really important for me is that it's a small team. It's my family.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because we got our group chat and we'll start bickering at each other and people get annoyed, but it's like a bunch of brothers, man. You guys are my family. And that's the biggest thing for me is that community piece, having that. And, I've had some pretty substantial struggles this past year. And, a lot of people have kind of seen some of that. And my brothers and the OGs have been a huge part of helping me deal with what I need to deal with. And that's been a huge, huge piece to me, man. I'm proud as hell of this team. And what's the cool thing too, is that a lot of firsts came from being on this team. And it's not because I made anybody better. It's because they came on board and they made themselves better and uplifted each other.
3 cars in the shootout at King of the Mountain last year.
Yeah. 3 cars
Jeff,
in the shootout, 1 at the Optima Invitational.
Yeah. Jeff being the first, front wheel drive car to make it.
Hell yeah.
With Tim and Chris in there. And so, yes, it's definitely, it's growth. I think that that group, while it should have some sort of rating on it, it's probably would be an R rating. An R rating. I'd say it's going to be not rated, so that way it doesn't have any censorship. Yeah, exactly.
Look at Tim here. Tim says he's going to stuff me in a locker and give me a swirly.
So, I'll give you a swirly. Nice. But we help each other out, right? I mean, we give each other ideas, and we talk strategy and parts and technique and things like that. We critique each other's driving videos.
Yeah. Talk setup and shocks and freaking you name it, man. I mean, how many times has one of the guys thrown up in the group like, hey, my car's doing this, and we'll be like, all right, we'll try this or try that. And there'll be 3 of us that chime in and we'll come up with a plan together. And that's the thing, man. It's just a tight group. And I'm a big fan of the OG team, man. We've got some pretty cool people, man.
Well, let's see. We got a forklift salesman, right?
Yeah.
We got a Pennsylvania state trooper.
Yeah.
Right. We've got
a body man.
Got a body man. Right. I think John's kind of a fabricator down in Tennessee.
Yeah, John's a fabricator.
We got, even though he's not as active as the rest of us, we do got a steering guy.
Yep.
We
got an engineer. Matt Burney's a solid engineer.
Yeah, yeah. And I can't remember for the life of me what Mark does.
Mark works. I can't remember either. Mark, if you're on here, don't shoot me, bro. And then Hector's an aviation mechanic, and he has an uncanny amount of knowledge in the form of aero and just being able to do that. You talk to that guy for 5 minutes, and you're going to gain a year's worth of studying.
Yeah, I'm just a crusty old retired guy. And you're still a barrel-chested freedom fighter.
I wouldn't call it barrel-chested. I'm on the sunset trip where you ride off into the sunset and say la vie, close the shut the door behind you.
Yeah. So it's an eclectic group of individuals that come together and really form a good group of guys that care about one another, help each other out, and because we all care about the same thing, right? And about racing and we talk family stuff, we talk everything in there. So
no, we do. I mean, there's no holds barred on the conversation that happens in that group. And
well, I was going to say the biggest thing we talk is smack. So
yeah, that's exactly it. We're betting each other more than we're betting we're going to beat somebody else. I mean, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Dan Ballard went back and forth last year, and even inside of the group, we were betting on you and Dan Ballard.
Yeah, anybody that bet on me was a damn fool.
Dan's watching now too. He just popped up.
I would have needed. It's funny. We both had issues last year, and it's funny. I called him out. He accepted, and both cars went to shit. We had our struggles that day or that weekend, but as he kept saying, I only need one run, and well, that's all I needed. So
Tim lost Reese's college fund because of you, but he called today and we're getting ready to order more parts. Chelsea, I hope you're not watching. My apologies, Tim.
Tim, I'll give you your 35-cent back.
Oh man, that's too funny. But there's a lot of that in there, man. And it's awesome, And one of the cool things, I'm a student of history, hence the the name of the business and everything with OSS.
Sure.
The original OSS, the Office of Strategic Services, Bill Donovan, when he was running that organization and created it, the one thing that people did not like about him back then, and this was on the political spectrum, is that he didn't care who you were, but if you had a talent and a belief in the cause, he wanted you there. And with us, it's, do you want to race and have a good time and help each other out? Then hell yeah. And you get guys like, everyone here is willing to help. 2 years ago, Matt Burney spins out, takes out a brake line on his car, and everyone stops everything they're doing to get his car back on track.
Right.
Yep. And Chris Brown, fuel car he was running, had a fuel pump issue, and he was the first one over helping people get back on track. And he knew he was done for the weekend. He's like, you know what, I'm done, but I'm here. So.
Yeah, that was when he was running somebody's Challenger, right?
No, he was in Scott Bauer's Mustang that year.
Oh.
Dan asks, what are we putting on the line this year?
Man, I don't know. I saw that comment. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You made a joke last year about all you're doing is changing the oil. Well, that's probably about all I'm doing this year. So I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll have some fun with it. Should
we make a funny hat? Make somebody wear like a chicken costume or something?
Chicken costume. That would be better than the dress you had to wear. Nobody.
Oh God! You know what's messed up about that whole thing is that I'm the one that made the bet and initiated that whole thing, and I bought this like double XL muumuu, and I forgot the thing. Honest to God, I forgot it. That was not intentional. And then we get there, and Ashley from UMI, she's like, "Oh, don't worry, I got you." And she brings out this like small little sweater dress thing. Like, it did not fit at all. That was uncomfortably tight.
It was so short. I think your sack was hanging out the bottom. I'm not really sure.
Oh God, dude.
Your gobbler.
Oh man, yeah, dude. I lost that one hardcore. And you know what's funny is I'm gonna do this. Chris Brown was riding with me on that run that I spun out. I think it was a conspiracy. I think he wanted me to spin out. You guys were all plotting against me because he's like, gas, gas, gas. And here I go around the turn. It was right in the middle of Corn Dog Corner.
That was your car wasn't used to that counterbalance, and that threw it off.
Oh God, it was something, man. And then he's sitting there, gas, gas, gas. Okay.
Okay, Val. No more sack talk.
You don't want to, Val, come on, why not? Charles, that's me, man. The M86, that's mine. It is a 50-foot car, as they like to say. Don't get any closer because the wrap looks hideous and the interior is non-existent. But it does all right on track. So,
you know what I think though, Josh? I think we need to get more of our guys to call out other competitors.
Yeah.
Make a little bit of fun about it. OGs
Yeah.
versus the world type thing.
I'd say we should. Let's OGs versus the world, but not only that, but like the bet is going to be towards a charity of choice. I've got my charity of choice. If I'll throw down for the follow-on mission. They're awesome. 100-foot car. Thanks, Val. It's been to combat and back. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Devin Whitman. Devin, if you're watching, we're so I don't know if I'm going to make it to. Devin and I talked a bunch of crap to each other as well, trying to get down to where was it? Trying to get to Drive Auto X at NCM this year because it's right up the road. But I don't know that I'm going to be able to make it or not. My car is currently under the knife getting a really nice cage done, actually done properly. Val, yours has seen more wars, but mine grew up in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Different kind of war.
Yeah.
Ask Brian about that one. Devin's on. Sweet. Devin, what's up, brother man? So we're talking smack, Devin, to get you filled in. And bets are for charity this year. My bets, I'm gonna support the follow-on mission.
So if you want to call out an OG comparative car, even though I called out Dan and it's not really a comparative car.
Dan says he's doing more than just changing the oil this year too.
I saw that. That scares me.
Yeah. Yeah. Dan's going to come out with like 385 tires that he had custom made.
He stitched 2 315s together.
Yeah, no kidding. It's going to be like that F1 car that had 2 sets of front wheels that steer.
Speaking of something cool, so I went to an event on Friday night down in Bethesda, Maryland, and it was a thing about local sports guys on the radio. Well, they had John Allen, who's a defensive tackle for Washington, and they asked him about his vehicle that he would drive to the games. So the dude's got a custom TRX that is a 6x6.
Oh, that's cool as shit.
Yeah, he said he had it built in Florida. It started as a regular TRX. It's got even more power. It says like 890 horsepower, and I'm putting a little motor in. You could probably Flintstone it and beat my ass.
Oh God.
Yeah, but it's got 4 wheels in the back. Right, it's like tandem axle. Supposedly,
that's so cool.
Hey, he drives it to games. I need to find that thing. But anyway, it's kind of cool.
You have to go to a game and where they drive in. I used to do that at Utah Jazz games when I was a kid, where the players would all drive in, and like a couple of guys, like Antoine Carr was a basketball player back in the 90s. His nickname was the Big Dog, and he'd roll up on his Harley, which was cool because he was like open vehicle. Karl Malone would show up in like a lifted Suburban. And when I say lifted, I'm talking like this is the 90s too, so a lift wasn't common. But he'd show up with like a 6-inch lift on 35s in this big old Suburban. I'm like, all right, cool, man. So Eddie Tilrock, real quick. He hit me up not too long ago, man. He has got a really neat 3rd gen he's building. It's clean. It's much cleaner than mine, and can't wait to see him get back out on track this year. We got him set up with some conies and whatnot. We're gonna see him very soon. So
we've talked about where OSS came from. Well, that's the first 30 minutes. That and some BSing. So where do we go from here, right? Where do we take the OGs, or where does the OGs take ourselves? And obviously this year, you're involved with Optimus, so that should be pretty cool. You're going to be down in Sebring here in a couple of weeks, right?
Yep, Chris and I are going to be down there. We're heading down here soon, and it's going to be exciting. I'm a little nervous. That's the big stage, and so I'm looking forward to it. Though there's a lot of really cool people that run that organization, and the organization itself is an awesome organization, and I mean, it's a hard place to go find the type of racing that you're going to get in a weekend at Optima. I mean, road course, autocross, speed stop, plus a cruise.
Right. I enjoy them. I'm not that competitive in the road course because of my lack of talent. But if I can increase my talent level on the road course, I might do something. But but it's fun, right? It's cool to be able to go out there and run a road course. I mean, I tell people, they're like, "Hey, where all have you run your car?" I'm like, "Well, the biggest track I ran was the Charlotte Roval," and they're like, "What? Like you ran Charlotte?" I'm like, "Yeah." So it's pretty cool there. And then being able to do the speed stop, I'd always wanted to do the speed stop. I did that for the first time at Charlotte, and my God, let me tell you, it's harder than it looks.
Oh yeah, especially on a car like yours where you don't have ABS. Your threshold braking.
Yeah, it is harder than it looks. To get that car stopped in that box, and still try to have a fast time without hitting the cones. But So how many of those events are you going to hit this year?
All right, so the sponsorships for every event, so we'll be part of it. We've got awards for the most improved driver. Heading down to Sebring. Chris is going to be racing in Sebring, and then the next weekend I'm flying out to Thunder Hill, California, and Braden and I are going to be in Thunder Hill, just present there so we can meet the West Coast crew.
Sure.
And then I think the next event after that's Laguna Seca, which working on trying to get out there at least to be there. That event did sell out, so there's a lot. That's a popular event. And then moving into June is Road America, and I know Chris and Tim are going to be at Road America.
That's in Wisconsin, right?
Yep, that's up in Wisconsin. And then Sean Rupp's going to be running up there as well. It'll be his first Optima event that he's ran. He's taking the Trans Am up there.
Nice.
The 77, I should say. I got to differentiate because he's got two. And then from there is Portland. Now, we'll try to fly out to Portland if at a minimum get Braden out there. And then it comes back east. And Jeff's going to be running Road America as well. Oh, missed it. Sorry, Jeff. Come back east. It's going to hit Summit Point. And then that's August. I think you're running that one too, aren't you?
I am. I'm running the Summit Point. It's an hour from the house. So I'm going to host a little get together here at the shop, the new shop, my new 1,500 square foot shop. I was hoping to be in it tonight for the show, but it's full of construction material and dust right now with no internet in there yet. So, but eventually I'll get that all cleaned up and have it heated and aired and have it ready for a little barbecue dinner there and
heck yeah, man,
on Friday night of Summit Point. So that should be a good event. It'll be cool to go to an event, come home, sleep in my own bed, and turn around and go back the next morning.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I'm signed up right now for VIR. We'll see. It's up in the air whether I do VIR or not.
I signed up for VIR. That's the last one of the season, so I am signed up for VIR. Hopefully, be able to get up there and kind of see what takes. I'm excited. That'll be my first Optima event as a participant, so I'm definitely looking forward to being there for that.
Who was that last comment about sleeping in my bed?
That's Tim.
Oh, okay.
We're really tight in the OGs.
Yeah. Some are tighter than others.
Tim's like, I always wanted to be in the Army. I'm a state trooper. Will you bring me in your bed too?
Stormtrooper. But anyway,
he's a super trooper.
Super trooper. Yeah. So we'll see about VIR. It would be cool to get an invite to SEMA to Vegas. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
But it would honestly, I think my best shot is Spirit of the Event Award, because I'm not gonna do enough events really to race my way in, and I don't think my road skills are up to snuff to be able to race my way in. I'm definitely not going to win a damn event.
Well, hey, I mean, Summit Point is an hour from you, man. Get some track days in.
I plan to. I would be good to know which one of those tracks we're going to run, but I definitely want to get out there and try to hit all of them and see what we can come up with. So
well, we had
3 of those.
We had Jimmy on. He didn't confirm any specific track up there for that event. He did address the awesome tire drama that's going on.
The awesome what?
The tire drama that's going on.
Oh yeah. Were you by chance invited to that? What are they called? The
Vitor group.
Vitor group. Yeah.
Yeah, I got invited to that. I'm gonna say this about it. Go check for yourself what it's about. I'm not akin to any one tire brand. I just know that it's just there's. I have never seen this much drama surrounding any one thing in racing ever. So
I know, right? It's crazy. It's like, I mean, are they that damn good that everybody's pissed off that nobody's allowing them?
I have no idea. I just know that there's the side that's like, let them run, and then there's the side like, I hate them, don't let them run, and I'm going to sit here and just watch it happen. Tiger paws for the win. Yeah, that's right, Dan. I want to get me some Tiger paws. I'll be popping Coke cans in no time in that 3rd gen Camaro. Got me that Holly 750 double pumper on there, 3/4 racing cans.
So the big future for you, though, really, brother, is the transition of OSS headquarters from Tennessee to Florida.
Yeah, that's going to be a big deal. That move will take place in right now looking like May. Kind of getting everything prepped. You got the property and everything here for sale, and then getting down there. Started building a little bit of a network down there, and found a guy that's fairly well connected into a few different things we're trying to kind of move OSS into. And the dream place that I want to find is an old service station, an old gas station / service station. They're all over in Florida. And I'm going to definitely start looking for something like that. The idea being, two bays to work on builds, track day setups, whatever. We've invested in a lot of equipment, from alignment, stuff for setting caster and camber, and the ability to start doing rear ends and different things like that. We're eventually going to get into the shot game as well, where we're not just offering them, but we're going to be doing servicing of shocks as well. So that's kind of the future plan forward, and a service center type place would be perfect for that.
All right. Well, you kind of transitioned from Clarksville Autocross to Operation Autocross, right?
Yep.
So that was kind of a foresight, not really knowing that you were going to be moving, but it worked out for you because now you don't have to do it out of necessity, right?
Yeah.
You did it because it was the really the right thing to do. We discussed that several times about, hey, how can we get away from doing that? Because then eventually we can start running in other locations. It's Operation Autocross, I don't know, Maryland or Tennessee or BFE or whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
What is it looking like? I mean, have you started researching that for that area down there yet?
Oh God, it's unbelievable. So I have done quite a bit of research. Within an hour and a half of where OSS headquarters is going to be, you've got Daytona, Sebring, Orlando Motorsports, or Orlando Speed World, and a place called The Firm. The Firm is a private track. They do a ton of stuff there, everything from rally racing all the way to Florida International Rally Motorsports Park. They got a road course there, everything. And then south of where I'm going to be located, you've got Bradenton Motorsports Park and Cletus's Freedom Factory. And I would love to be able to put on an event down in one of those locations. And so those are basically where to start as far as trying to build and, bring Cone Strike to Florida and bring Cone Strike down to that region of the country. There's definitely a lot of racers in that area. And that would extend up into, North Carolina. North Carolina's not that far. Georgia, North Carolina, coming down for something like that. So we've doing some looking at that, man.
Do you anticipate having a feeler event or trial event at all this year, since you're getting down there early summer?
I don't know if we're going to be able to make it happen this year. It really it kind of depends on how long the transition to getting, established there is going to take.
Right.
I'm hopeful it's rather quick. I've got a lot of time now that I've been doing the homework on and everything. And so from the business entity side of things, that's not going to take too long. I've already kind of got all that laid out. It's just a matter of when the day of execution happens, close up shop here and then reopen there. The other piece to it's just, continuing to build that network down there to, get these contacts. So it's a lot that's going to be kind of thought of that I've been working through and whatnot. And I do think Florida is going to be a good place. I think the big, huge thing that I'm looking forward to is the fact that in December and January, it's still 70 degrees in the daytime. So
yeah, you can get a little bit more. It's a little bit longer season. You want to address that last? You want to address that last comment there?
Yeah. So Tim brings up, is someone taking over in Clarksville? Yes. Battleborn Powder Coating. They are taking over the local autocross here in Clarksville, and they'll be running it. So for the first couple events of the year, I'm going to be assisting them and kind of out there, making sure everything goes smoothly. But they're going to take that over, so something stays here. We still plan on being part of I've been talking with Camaro Fest folks, and we still plan on being part of that. We're just trying to, finalize a few things for our participation piece in the Camaro Fest. We're still sponsoring the autocross, but the level of participation we're still trying to work that out. Camaro Fest is one of those that turned into an awesome deal last year.
Yeah. Do you anticipate doing any events there in Clarksville before you head out?
Mainly just an assisting and advisory role for Battleborn to get their feet, get themselves off the ground and get the feet going. So
makes sense.
That's going to be the big thing. Paul says that we need a Florida event now so the North boys can come visit in January. Heck,
it's kind of tough, Paul, when we're not in Florida. Jeez, Paul.
That's why I want you to visit, have a vacation. So then what it's coming to then is that I'll have to find a service center with like 5 acres next to it of just flat ground, and then we'll turn it into an RV park and everybody can just come camp at OSS HQ.
There you go.
I mean, it's thoughts, ideas, right? I don't know if it's going to happen, but we're going to try.
Yeah, we just turn it into like the UMI of the South.
I mean, that would actually be perfect. We'll come hang out with Ryan and company up in the summer months, and then in the winter months, everybody come down.
It's like autocross snowbirds.
Run by him now. I like now. I love Paul. Oh man, I love it.
Now.
I mean, I'll stop. We're going to shut the show off. I'm going to go out the door. I'll be back.
Yeah, right. Are you there yet, Paul? Pack your shit. Let's go.
Let's go. You guys pick up Brian on the way down, dude.
Yeah, put some miles on that new AT4X you got there, pal.
Oh yeah, that thing's good looking too.
Oh, it is.
Damn good looking. I mean, you're rocking a new ride yourself too.
Yeah. I think I mentioned it in the chat earlier with you guys. I'm seriously considering after this season, maybe getting rid of the RV, and then maybe buying like a 48 or 50 foot or whatever it is with the sleeping quarters or living quarters and the garage, and that would allow me to be able to pull the car and have a I can't think of a golf cart. Still have plenty of storage. Didn't have living quarters because I don't know about all that. Maybe a low baller. Ask Tony Watley. That's how I met him. Story for another time.
Val doesn't want us to talk about balls, so yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. We got that RV, and we never use the kitchen like at all.
That's because everyone's always cooking outside.
I know, right?
Everyone
so we don't.
Yeah.
We need a bed and a damn bathroom. That's really all we need, right?
Yeah.
And maybe a refrigerator, but beyond that, nothing. Right? We put all that in a trailer. So, yeah. So we'll see. You almost bullshit. You got me confused. Was that Paul?
That's Dan.
Dan, shit. I don't know about that.
Dan's throwing all the shards tonight, man. What are you gonna do about that?
No, JB is. To me, JB's echelons above reality.
This is throwing at Brian night tonight.
Look at Adam.
God.
Hey, so just so you know, I don't know if you know it or not, but Adam was a catalyst to that shock sale the other night.
Oh, was it Adam? Really?
Yeah, because in that group, in that Cam T group or whatever, somebody asked about Cam T. He tagged me, and then I mentioned you, and then within a half hour, you had a sale of shocks. So
yeah, man.
Good looking out there, Adam.
Yeah, man, Adam, freaking making it happen.
I need to get to it.
I still need to race Adam. He's gonna whoop my ass, but
you know what I need to do, and I've talked about this. I think between him and Jinx, if I can get some one-on-one instructions, I think it'll make me a better driver because, it's like Jinx, man. There's nothing Adam can't race and do well at. So
yeah,
and I'm sure that Adam, he's teaching there at VIR. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Either I saw a post or you mentioned it, something like that. But yeah, man, some fast drivers out there. And, when Jinx was here, I ended up meeting him out at the airfield later on that week and got in the car and took some laps with him and everything. And it's funny, too, because they were running the timer. And one of my good buddies, he's a aviation mechanic, and it was his unit getting to school. And he is fired up. He was just barking at me to get out there all week long. And so I finally get out there, and all he wants to do is, after 2 days of sitting in the car running the same course over and over again, race against me to see if he could beat me. And we got in the, what was it? It was a Honda. Was it a Honda? It was a Kia. It was a Kia. And I clocked him by 3/10 in the Kia.
Oh, wow.
And I was the fastest one there, clocked him by 3/10 in the Kia. But then we get in the Audi. There was a little Audi S5 all-wheel drive. That car was fun. And he got me by 4/10 in that. So overall, he beat me by 1/10. And I still haven't heard the end of it yet. And when I got done with that lap, Jinx is sitting in the seat with the timer, and he looks over at me. He's like, still not enough. Oh my God.
Yeah, this guy won multiple, SCCA national championships, and he's like,
oh yeah,
giving you shit,
oh yeah.
Look, this guy obviously he can drive, right? Not that you can't, but obviously this guy can drive. He talked to Illinois. He's been racing since 1970, 72.
Oh man, it was funny, man.
That's what 10 years before you were born.
No, try 15, 16,
oh, shit.
14.
Okay,
I can't do math tonight.
Now, if he's giving you crap, right? Imagine what you're gonna, how much crap he's gonna get when you outrun him.
Oh God!
But anyway.
Oh yeah.
Adam said that they've got a South Course track day, February 23rd and 24th down there at VIR. I will be down in the Caribbean having drinks for both of us, Adam. So I will not be able to make it. Plus,
you're gonna be drinking umbrella drinks.
Hey, I will drink anything because we got the unlimited drink package, and so anything I want is free. All right,
Paul. In 72, I wasn't even a thought. My dad was 11.
Yeah. So, and not to mention, I have no car right now. So there's that, Adam.
Yeah, Jeff, get Brian's car done.
For Rizzle.
Shout out to Jeff Gordon Automotive Specialties, the official auto body shop of OSS.
Yeah, the car got backed into some tire barriers at UMI at King of the Mountain, and so Jeff's had it for a while now with no rush on it. And he managed to fix the quarters without having to put new quarters on it, and got it straightened out, looking good. It's in primer. I think he's going to paint it this week. So, man, be careful what you ask for. No, because if something goes wrong, I can't afford to fix it. So no, thank you though. I'd love to, but no.
Tim's still rocking the 305 in that, and Tim can't beat me in that, because if he does beat me in that, I'm going to take all the parts I hooked him up with back. I'm going to take my ball and go home.
Yeah. So yeah, Tim is repainting, or at least the ass end of Zoran, and getting that squared away for me. Then I got to get the shocks off, and the great people at Viking are going to do some maintenance on the shocks and make sure they're good to go. And I put that splitter on last year, and then I couldn't get any grip in the rear end, so I'm going to reduce the spring rate and see if I can't get some grip and keep it from spinning out. I think that was part of the problem with what caused the car to spin out, that and the water.
You have a hard time getting grip in the rear end, don't
you? Yep, I just fall right in you. I mean, anyway. All right, so this is deteriorating quickly. No. But yeah, that's a shit. I don't know if I'd have to take it off, Adam. I think it's that tiny. But damn.
The other thing,
no joke on that one.
It's tiny.
Anyway,
tiny. So now, Adam, we looked at a couple things on his, and one of the other things we talked about is trying to make his panhard bar adjustable so he can try to play with the roll center a little bit in the rear. But current setup's probably not going to allow it. And Brian, we've talked. You're looking at going to a different rear setup in that thing anyway, but that's probably 1 to 2 years out.
Next off season, that's the plan. That if I do nothing else to the car, it is probably going to SpeedTech's torque arm or something, unless I may even talk to the Schoon makers. It's tiny.
Paul is on one tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, Adam. I've talked to the Schoons about us. They don't use a C5 rear. They use well, maybe they use a C5 rear, but then they use the center section out of a 5th gen.
It's the diff and everything, I think.
Yeah. So I've considered that as well. I got to weigh the options. I got to look up, see what they want to talk. I haven't had serious discussions with them about it. That would probably handle a little bit better than the torque arm bar. I know that our torque arm setup. I know that Nathan Johnson has said that with his, now he's got SpeedTech's IRS in the back, but yep, did Jinx's car.
Yep, for sure.
So apparently he said that there's nothing that car won't do. He wants that car to do something, it does it. So I got to talk to them, have serious conversations with them. If I was a 2nd gen, that's the way I'd go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say, Wheatcraft crushes, I don't know if he's watching, but 4th at King of the Mountain overall.
yeah, right. First in class.
In a car with no aero at all.
Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, man. Dude's
so we'll see.
alien.
So that's what's on tap for me this year. Other than that, with moving in this house and getting everything set up, I'm not doing much this year. So I'm pushed everything off for later next year. So, other than changing the shocks so that I can actually drive the damn thing.
Yeah.
Because last year I was chasing it with that splitter, and then I took the splitter off, and then I was chasing it back to get it to where it would turn again. So from all the other adjustments. So We'll see. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, it's going to be a fun year. I think a little bit of moving pieces for a few of us, but it's going to be a lot of fun seeing everybody out there, man. I'm looking forward to it and getting back on track. It'll be good, man. So
I'm looking
hopefully
forward.
Get everybody to King of the Mountain at least.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing where we're able to take the OGs, and I'm looking forward to seeing where you're able to take OSS as a whole, seeing what you've done in the last 2 years, from startup through unforeseen circumstances. We'll leave it that way.
Yeah.
To what you've been able to do, to see where you are in the next 2 years. I think that this time every year, this should be a ritual that we get on and talk the last year of the SITREP.
Heck yeah.
You've had some great guests. It's been a long time since I've been on. It's probably 6 or 8 months since I've been on.
You've been moving and everything. I mean, I've asked you a couple times. You're like, dude, I want to, but I'm in the middle of building the room, or I'm in the middle of dealing with this, or heck, I mean, you were staying in a temporary place for a little while, and so it's just you had a lot on your plate. But I'll tell you, Dan, if you're still watching, man, we need to get you and Brian both on this thing and let you guys have a little bit of banter back and forth.
Well, OGs, here's the deal. Here's the call, right? Pick somebody, call them out. And if you're out there listening and you want to call out one of the OGs, let's have some fun this year.
Yep.
Let's have a little banner. It doesn't have to be, crazy stakes, more smack talk, but if it's, you can pick whatever charity you want, Emily Whitehead Foundation, honor,
Follow on mission,
whatever you want to do. But, let's have some fun and see what we can do.
Heck yeah, man. It's going to be an exciting year. So we'll post up on the main page. We'll make it a pinned post for keep it up there on top. So
what is the next? Are we going to be able to see you up at UMI, Josh? Somebody wants to know if you're there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm hopeful for, at a minimum, King of the Mountain. So once I get to Florida and get that transition moved, I'll be able to have a better visibility on what's going to be going on like that. So Dan says it's on, like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I like it. I figured that was him. So what does the SITREP look like for the near future? What are you at liberty to mention any future guests? Not that I know of any.
So we do have a very special guest. So next week we're gonna talk, or looking at talking the season for Clarksville and the autocross here and the handover for that. I know a lot of the local viewers want to know. And then the weekend after that, February 19th. Super excited about this, but Ryan Kirkwood is going to be on, and we're going to talk. Ryan and I are going to talk racing, the industry, hunting, pretty much anything. So we're excited about having Ryan on. This is I've wanted to ask him to come on since we started this thing, and I finally talked to him a little bit last month, and he was like, "Absolutely, man, let's do it." So.
Yeah, that sucks. I don't know if I'll be able to watch that one or not, because I'll be, drinking Mai Tais in some undisclosed location in the Caribbean.
I mean, you could always throw it up on. I'm sure you can find the internet somewhere. I mean, just give us a foot picture from the beach.
Maybe I can hack into the ship's entertainment center and broadcast the SITREP on one of them giant ass screens they got.
Oh, dude, that would be great. That would be great. Just make sure that when you go down there, you don't show anybody shorts pictures, because we don't need to see your chicken legs.
I would probably have to get off at the next port if they don't throw my ass overboard for doing something like that.
They're going to make you walk the plank.
Yes, that last comment is a fact, Jack.
Oh, man, that's too funny.
And you know what? I'll tell you what. I know we're going to have a little bit of internet I'll see what I can do. See if I can get on and at 8 o'clock at night, you can guarantee that there's going to be some alcohol consumed. I can promise you that.
His name won't be Brian anymore. It's going to be Bar-N.
Sound like Joe Biden trying to talk.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for being with us for the last 2 years. We've definitely enjoyed it. It's been a blast. And Brian, it's always good to have you on, brother. And
it was good to be back on. I won't. I promise. As long as you'll have me, I won't go 6 or 8 months again without getting on.
Man, we always have a spot for you on here. Even if we got somebody else on, well, we're gonna add you right in.
So, good deal, man.
All right.
It's been a good hour.
Heck yeah, it has. All right, guys, take it easy, and we'll see you next week.
All right. See you guys.